Hi, I'm Dr. Heather Moore, owner of Total Performance Physical Therapy. Let's go over what causes neck popping and cracking. So this is a natural occurrence in the body. It is healthy when it occurs naturally. It is not healthy when you do something like take your neck and, pop it and crack it. That's not something advised to be done. So when your neck pops, cracks, grinds, whatever it is naturally, that's okay. And we're going to discuss why that is. But I want it to be clear that the forcing of the neck pop or crack by, rotating your neck and forcing it is not okay. That is not a healthy option to be doing. So just be aware of the distinction. So a lot of times, especially as we get older, when you wake up in the morning, you start to turn your head and it's like pop, 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 pop. It's like 4th of July, Rice Krispies, whatever you want to describe it as. It starts to sound, it's very noisy. And that can be from a couple of things. So as you stop moving at night, it is, or anytime during the day, you wind up not lubricating your joint. So anytime you move a joint, your elbow, your knee, your whatever, you wind up forcing fluid in and out of the joint. Same thing with your neck. As you move it through the day, you don't notice a lot of popping or cracking because you are constantly moving. The joint is staying lubricated. After you wake up in the morning, after you sat for a while, after you drove a car for a while, haven't moved your neck, all of a sudden you do this, you're starting to break up some of the adhesions that form because you haven't moved your neck. So it sounds a little bit scarier than it is. It just means that the joint's a little bit tight and you're kind of breaking it up now that you start to move it. It is more prevalent as you get older because you don't have as much natural fluid going into the joint. So when you're young, you don't have to worry about all these stretches and exercises because naturally your body's more lubricated. It's not as stiff because of that. So your neck, you don't hear that much. As you get older, fluid starts to dissipate or starts to become less, wind up forming a little bit of these adhesions. The joints get a little bit tighter. So as you start to move, it starts to break up some of that. And you're going to start to hear that snapping and that popping. Also, some gases get into the joint as you stop moving them. Again, this is all normal. I'm not getting into the whole physiology behind it. But when you start to move, you're releasing some of those gases that are actually building up in the joint that have just kind of accumulated there and sat there. Some of this also could be muscles just kind of rolling over one another. So I know sometimes it freaks people out when they feel a muscle roll over or something. It could be completely normal, not usually something to be too alarmed about unless there's incredible pain with it. But as you start to move your neck, you do have a lot of tendons that move in there. That also could be rolling over some of the joints that are in those surfaces. But it's something that is completely normal, again, if it occurs. But it's just gases being released from those joints that build up when you don't move. Obviously, the best way to avoid that is move it as much as you can. Gentle movement is always preferred, but if it's something that happens when you wake up, totally normal. You want to be concerned when it hurts, when you get shots of pain going down your arm, when you feel numbness and tingling, when after a couple of movements you don't have full range of motion. Those are things that you need to be concerned about. That's when you need to go and see a specialist. That's when you need to start asking questions. If you wake up and it's snapping, it's cracking, and 5 minutes in, you're good and it feels great, no problem. That's completely normal. That's unfortunately part of the aging process and nothing to worry about. If you or someone you know is suffering from pain and wants a free consultation with a doctor of physical therapy, all you have to do is call our office at 215-997-9898 and we'd be happy to get you in. Thanks and have a good night.